There are times where you want to test multiple compatibilities, and in order to do so, you need to make a compatibility group. Now, if you haven't already watched the video entitled Creating Custom Compatibilities, you might want to do so because we're going to use that video as a preface to what we're going to be doing now, which is taking compatibility tests and grouping them together. A compatibility group is compatibility tests which are separated with the AND operand. In other words, if you want to test to see if the computer type is a laptop and the computer name starts with ABC, you'll need to create a compatibility group. When you apply compatibilities, you're using the OR operand. In other words, if you took two separate tests, one that was a computer type laptop and the other was a test to see if the computer name was ABC, and you applied those separately onto any component, it would check to see if either one is true, and if either one is true, then the component would be applied. So let's go ahead and get started, and to do so, we'll need to go to our console, and again, we're at the compatibility under Components Compatibility, and we're going to start off by making sure that we have the first type of test we want to use. So we're going to use the example from the beginning, and that was, is the computer type a laptop? So we're just going to check to make sure we have that. Now, this does come with smartImager. So if you don't already have it, it's a simple WMI query in which you're checking the chassis type. So we have it already, and we don't have one that is the computer name, so we're going to go ahead and make a new one. To make a new one, once again, we want to make sure that the right pane is clear. We want to click Create, and we're going to type in computer name starts with ABC. And we'll go ahead and click Create. Now, there's multiple ways to get the computer name. I'm going to use a WMI query. So I'm going to edit my compatibility, and I'm going to do a WMI query for my item. I'm going to use my WMI browser, and I'm going to start with the Win32 underscore computer class. And it's actually going to be not quite the computer class, it's computer system, I believe. There it is. And I'm going to choose any child from the parent. And then from the right side, I'm going to choose the property I'm looking for. And in this case, it is the name. So I'll click Name and click OK. And then for my operator, I want to choose Starts With. And I want to put in ABC because I want to see if the computer name starts with ABC. And I'm going to leave the importance as low. The importance, once again, is if you have multiple compatibilities that could equal true and you only want to choose one of them, you want to set the importance on the one that you want definitely to always be true and always be chosen to a higher number. But this is a rare instance that you would ever need to change this. So by default, it's low. We're going to leave it as low, click Update, and then click Save. Now, I also want to add to see if I can also look to see if the computer type is laptop. There's a very easy way for me to do this if I already have the compatibility test, and that is to use my drop down here and look for computer type laptop and then click Add. You'll notice when I did so, though, that my computer, or rather my name that I've named the group, doesn't really make sense. So I'm going to put computer name starts with ABC and is laptop, and then click Save. Now you'll notice it took the save for me, and the group is now saved as computer name starts with ABC. Whoops, and is laptop. Actually needed to click Save twice there, and the reason I needed to click twice is you'll notice it took my very first compatibility and it added the word test here. The reason it did is because it added a separate test of just the computer name to the repository, and so now I can use just that separate test if I ever needed to, and then that test is referenced in my group. Now, there's another way to add a compatibility, but you should be warned if you use this way. And that is that if I click Create here to add another custom one to my group, I'll never be able to change the group name again. and that is because the way it references those tests it makes on the side. So if I'm going to start with this, I want to make sure that I take the group, and if I want to create a custom one rather than creating it separately, and I'd like smartImager to create that separately, I'd need to name the group appropriately before I click create. It's really never a good idea to do this. It's always best to use my drop down and always click add, because that'll allow me to always change the computer group name, or the compatibility group name rather. All right, so now I have my compatibility group that tests to make sure that is the computer a laptop and does the computer name start with ABC, and you'll notice that it's placed the AND operands over to the side. So now I can apply this group anywhere. So if I go to components and then to applications, I can choose any application, and then from my compatibilities tab I can then choose the compatibility that I just created, and I think I named it computer name. Here it is right here at the top. I just couldn't see it. I'm going to turn that on and click save. When I do now, the application that I've chosen, in this case Google Chrome, will only be installed if the computer name starts with ABC and it's also a laptop. So I'm going to go ahead and click save there. All right, that's about all as far as making compatibility groups. If you ever need any help making either a compatibility or a compatibility group, please send us an email at support@smartimager.com, and of course you can always contact us at contact@smartimager.com.